Good afternoon, good evening, and good day, and happy Monday to every single one of you. My name is Scott Schertzen. I am with Mr. JJ Pavlik from Bad Dog Sports. We're going to add a few people later. Tonight, by the way, very important day. The New York Yankees are playing their first home World Series game in 15 years. The New York Giants, such as they are playing Monday Night Football against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But you know what? Who cares about any of that? That's garbage compared to what we have tonight, because the New York City Football Club is back in the playoffs again. They are facing off in Ohio against FC Cincinnati, Lucho Acosta, and a third-place team right now that many think actually are going to be able to take this. I'm not so sure. I've got a couple of thoughts, but before I go into my thoughts, I want to hear yours, sir. What you got?
I know they're short Malachi Jones. I know that they're looking for him for a second round return, which is fine by me. Um, Honestly, the way Nick Cushing coaches this team, FCC has struggled this year against them. Um, the only time that we've ever seen FCC dominate is when there's been that one lapse between Shields, Keaton. Hack has now picked it up, so maybe that overcomes that. I think if Nick can avoid making silly changes up top, and we all know that silly change that we're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think City can actually take this series. Yes, I know you got Lucho on the other side, but let's be real. City's coming in hot minus that last day of the season. And Cincinnati, talk about a team that limped its way in while being in the top three with no worries. It's a bit worrisome that they couldn't do anything for the final 4 weeks of the season going in.
You know, in this case, I do tend to agree with you. You're looking at an FC Cincinnati team that actually, despite their success in being third in the East, also had the third worst home record in MLS, which says a lot about both their tactics at home and also their success on the road, which is something we're going to talk about a little bit later. Right now, I think the team that wins this first game is the one that's going to win this series. I don't think NYCFC is capable of taking two games back to back. I think if they're going to have a shot at this, they're going to have to win tonight and then close it out in at Citi Field on Saturday. If it goes back to Cincinnati, I don't see them really being able to have a shot at being able to win this game, especially when you have a game 3 on a Saturday night like it is. You have a Monday night game in this case, which is going to be a little bit more quiet, I think, as far as the fan base is going to go. It's an earlier start, which is going to be tougher for people to get there. Even though it's Monday Night Football, it is Pittsburgh, which actually does have a pretty good fan basis as well. I don't think anybody in the Cincinnati, Ohio area is going to give a crap about Yankees Dodgers, but it's going to be something where I'm very curious to see what ends up happening and where this is going to go. I want to see right now what ends up happening as far as this game. Can NYCFC score first? This is my biggest question in this case. Of the 11 losses that FC Cincinnati has had this season, 10 of them, the opposing team scored first. So we need to look at that as a massive, massive key here. If NYCFC can score first, history this season has shown that the team that actually scores first is going to win. And that is a question about whether they can do that. Can they get Alonso Martinez out of the gate like he has so many times this season and score right off the bat immediately? Can he be that tandem? Can Matt Freese, can Thiago Martins, and the rest of them contain Lucho Acosta, who this season led the league in a combined goals and assists, 14 and 16 respectively? He was the only player in the league to have 30 combined. You need to basically contain Lucho Acosta. You need to stop Lucho Acosta. You need to limit him the same way NYCFC did with Lionel Messi a few weeks back. If they do that, if they can contain him, I think Yakubo and the rest of them are going to fall short. And NYCFC, yes, I think has a damn good shot of winning this game if they can do that.
Yeah, like if they play the game they did at Red Bull Arena against FCC, I'm not gonna say that we could see a sweep, but we could see one. But you know, it's gonna come up to the big players stepping up. Keaton Parks is gonna have to step up. Shields is gonna have to step up. the Achilles heel for City has been bad fouls and bad
Mhm.
timing. And for that 65 to 75 minute mark, if they don't slump in that 65-75, they should take the game. If they do, we might be talking a 3-game series, which why City's been better on the road this year, I don't know. Maybe it's playing in 3 home arenas, and those days are obviously coming to an end soon. Um, the crazy thing is out of the 3 stadiums, the one Cincinnati struggles in the most is Red Bull,
Mhm.
and that's the one place that City's fans did not want to go for this playoff. So we'll see if that bites them in the butt.
Sure.
Because if we're being honest, Cincinnati, when it comes to the playoffs, their fan base travels very well.
Mhm.
And as we've seen, um, City fans, unless it's at a certain arena, don't tend to travel as well. Maybe now that it's at City Field, we'll see a good mix and it'll be outnumbered in City's favor. But the more people that come out and support City, the better it's going to be for City.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of a turnout they also get here tonight. Weather right now is, well, I saw it is 18 degrees Celsius. So if you do the math on that, it's about 66 degrees, 65 degrees, somewhere around there. So it's frankly really just straight up perfect weather. Now, one of the stats that I think is very important here as well, in the last 9 home matches between these two teams, it is one, two, three, I'm sorry, last home 8 matches, I'm sorry. They are the home team is 5 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws, dating back to 2022. This also includes the Leagues Cup match earlier this season when FC Cincinnati, just had the pile on late and really, really embarrassed NYCFC going on. That, of course, was also the match, if you recall, where Alonso Martinez scored right out of the chute. Again, this is something that NYCFC is going to need. I should have set that up as a scroll. I am sorry about that. That was on me. I was so busy rambling. I didn't even notice that. There we go.
No worries.
Next time you see something like that, please let me know. Um, so but I think right now, I think we have a team that I think we're going to have a good series. Does NYCFC have a shot? I don't know, but it'll be like I said. It all depends on whether or not NYCFC can score first.
Yeah, so the lineups just came out. Cincinnati's going 5 in the back,
Mm-hmm. About 10 minutes,
and
about
City's
roughly
going
about 7
4 of
p.m.
3-3.
Yeah,
So should
I
be
mean,
interesting. Alonso Martinez is starting up top, which, if Alonso Martinez plays his game, can be the difference maker.
another problem with this game, also from a NYCFC standpoint, and definitely an advantage to FC Cincinnati, is the playoff experience. Cincinnati, of course, had that heartbreaking loss in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. An own goal led to just this avalanche of goals given up to Columbus, who, of course, actually won the MLS Cup. So they're going to be playing with a lot of spite and a lot of hate here, but they also have more experience in moments like this. NYCFC is the youngest team in the league. A lot of them have never really dealt with something like this before. Hannes Wolf, in his press conference the other day, talked about the fact that he's never had any playoff experience, and he's been instrumental this season. So you're going to have to look towards people like Keaton. You're going to have to look towards people like even say Luis Peraza. People that have been through this. Ironically, the last time that Matt Freese had a playoff game was 3 years ago in the Eastern Conference Final when he was with Philadelphia and lost to NYCFC. So how much will he pull in from that? Not being voted in the MVP category as goalkeeper. How much of a grudge is he going to hold on that? The normally very level, very zen Matt Freese. Is he going to be playing with a little fire because of that? I think this is going to be a dynamite game, but I do think that whoever scores first ends up taking it.
Yeah, and another thing to remember, Cincinnati struggled against a really bad Red Bull team last year in the first
Mm-hmm.
round. This is not a team that historically plays excellent football in the first round of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, if City and, sometimes in the first round that lack of experience could be a blessing.
You
You,
could
you
be
go in
right.
there, you're carefree. Cincinnati, if we're being real, like Cincinnati has all the pressure to win this series.
True.
NYCFC, nobody is really expecting much outside of the NYC market. Um, some of the pundits have said that City have a chance. Some are just going with the higher seed in almost every bracket on the table, but we have seen this team play Cincinnati hard before, and Cincinnati's very vulnerable in the first round. If this was the second round, yeah, I would lean more towards the experience because it's one and done. But City does have that cushion, and we'll just see what Nick decides to do with this. Like, it would be big to come out with the first game because I think it's what 60 to 70% of the teams that win the first game
Yep.
win the series. So all eyes are on this one.
Let me ask you this in this case. There's been some blowback when it came to the best of three series and how they're running that. I'm going to ask you about going to possibly the European calendar with the break. I'll get to that in a minute. But I'm curious more in this case here. The best of three series, obviously more games equals more ratings equals obviously more revenue. I could see them doing a best of three for the second round, maybe even the third round. Am I off on that, or could you possibly see that as well?
Yeah, Americans do like their best of sevens, best of fives.
God, I think best of seven in the soccer. I don't think all the fun out of
it. In soccer, I don't see how they can reach a best of seven ever, but best of five, best of three, I would hope they would never go beyond best of three just because the sport's played completely different. It's not like hockey or basketball where you can play 2-3 games in the same week. I wouldn't mind seeing a first round and second round where it's best of three.
Okay.
And then do maybe the aggregate for the conference and the finals. But
aggregate.
A lot of fans here do not like our the aggregate at all. So who knows?
Who likes the aggregate right now though? Colorado.
Yeah.
After that egg that they laid the other day against the Galaxy. I mean, what was it? 5-0, something like that. It's like if anybody's happy that there's no aggregate in this league right now, it's them.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Colorado. They've been the hot under the radar team all season, and just I don't know if the Galaxy just were pissed about losing the number one seed in the craziest of ways on the last game of the season, and that was just extra motivation. But like Colorado did not look like a playoff team, which was the polar opposite of how they've looked all season.
Don't forget there was that imaginary yellow card trip by Suarez in the first game of the season, which ended up actually turning a win into a draw. So they lost 2 points on something the refs later said were like, oh yeah, we missed that call, because you watch the replay and you can see Suarez trips over nothing. But there was a yellow card, which became a second yellow card for forget who basically got flagged for Galaxy LA on that. But as a result, Messi and entourage now playing up one man pulled a draw on that home opener. So as a result, you had an LA Galaxy team that lost 2 points, and which I knew when it happened. It's like, this is going to matter at the end of the season. Maybe they are playing with a little bug up their ass. It's very possible.
No. It's very like the West is the Wild West. Like,
oh yeah,
there's so many, like, even so Vancouver against LAFC.
Mm-hmm.
If Ryan's two benders hit the back of the net instead of the crossbar, LAFC loses last night.
Yes.
To Vancouver. Like, this is why this game comes down to a matter of centimeters sometimes, and that was the difference between Vancouver winning and losing. So, we've seen crazy, and Sergio is the ref tonight, so we're going to see more crazy.
How many flags do you think he's going to throw out there in this one?
Oh, jeez. I'm hoping he swallows the whistle and lets them just play playoff soccer. But I'd say we could see double-digit fouls on both sides.
Very possible. Obviously, this is going to piss off fans on both sides. The general rule is, for the most part, let them play.
Yeah.
But it's going to be what it's going to be. But they're just about to get underway, by the way.
They're all up at midfield right now, just waiting on the whistle from the TV cameras.
Apple TV is doing the requisite, showing the video review room right now.
Yeah. signal was just given, and kickoff should be any second now.
Yeah. Juan
Whenever,
Carlos,
there we
by the way,
go.
said he's
We're
going to join
underway.
for the second half. Juan Carlos said he's going to join for the second half. I have another possible second half person too, so I'm waiting to see who,
Huh.
So, but yeah, here, so Santi Rodriguez is on camera right now. This is going to be big because if he and Alonso Martinez can have the tandem that they have there, this is going to be, like I said, you got a decent shot here, but it's all going to be dependent offensively on them.
Very good play by New York City now as they streak towards goal.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes Hannes. He crosses. It's in the box. And I think it was Pereira that just turned it over in the box.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, a good start. Cincinnati did press City back in their defensive half. And surprisingly, City looked like Columbus getting out of it. Like, they didn't panic. Just simple, basic passes. I think it took 2, and they were now on the counterattack against Cincy. So as long as they don't freak out and they just play like they can, we might be in for a really good one right now.
It'll be interesting. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see. I feel like Matt Freese is a very quiet, stoic leader.
Yes.
Which is, I think, a little bit of a difference than what, say, Luis Barraza would bring to the table, or even Sean Johnson, very zen. But again, I think his snub, for MVP or goalkeeper of the year or any of these things, I think came about from the fact that he just did all his work under the radar. This could easily be a very low scoring game. It could be 1-0, maybe it goes 2-1. Again, the big thing that comes down to this: are they going to be able to contain Lucho Acosta? Are they going to be able to, contain Yuya Kubo? Right now we're basically just a minute and a half in at this point, so nothing's really happened as yet. But I'm curious in this case what they're going to be able to pull off.
Yeah, the 2 times Lucho's had the ball, he really hasn't been able to do much yet, but it's still early.
Mm-hmm.
Santi's got to avoid that cross ball that he played just a couple of seconds ago, though. He had a man closer on his side that he should have just played it to keep going forward, but I can't fault him because trying to stretch out Cincinnati, at least it makes him think that,
Mm-hmm.
you might not always go straight. You might try to change the field. But right now, the midfield play has been pretty solid for City. And here they come on the attack now because of the midfield.
Yeah.
Santi's got the ball. Nice layoff. Cross got blocked, and City managed to keep the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Good. It's good play so far from City.
Yeah.
And that shakiness that I said that we might see from FCC because of their horrible play in the first round, for whatever reason, the first round is just not their friend, is showing right now. Now it's, can City take advantage of it?
That's the big thing. That first goal is what's going to matter. I mean, right now we're closing in on 4 minutes in. NYCFC is basically, putting the pressure on right now. The question is how long they can do so. Ball is back right now in Cincinnati's possession. They're working their way back out right now. We're 3:57 in overall, at least what I've got anyway.
Yeah, I'm a little bit behind you, but not by much.
Here's the weird thing. I'm actually operating on 2 different fronts right now. So I have Apple TV going here, and then I also have an update from a website, which is real time showing exactly what's happening as it's happening. So right now, Assad with a dangerous attack, 4 minutes and 16 seconds in. Ball's taken to Nuovo.
I really wouldn't have called that dangerous. I just saw it. I really would not have called that dangerous.
Yeah, everything's relative.
It went in and it got shoved right back out. But,
Yeah.
I guess we can call that dangerous.
Everything. But again, in this, you look at it, FC Cincinnati has won the last 3 of these matches at home.
Yes.
Actually, the last 4 home matches right now. 4-2, 1-0, 3-0, and 1-0. So 3 of those actually ended up being clean sheets as well. That's going to be a big key because NYCFC has not been the offensive juggernaut that they used to be a couple of years ago. Again, a lot of it has to do with youth. This is the average youngest team in the league right now. So
and
it's a question of,
let's be honest, since Malachi Jones went out, the offense did dip some. Like he was their speed, he was their possession guy who can take it from one half to the other. He could put the crosses in, and I think we both were there that day when the unfortunate freak injury between him and the
No, I
goalkeeper from
actually
Orlando
wasn't
happened.
there for that one. I watched it from the sidelines, but no, I was dealing with stuff with
Ah,
Robin's mom and everything going on. So
yeah.
you know, this entire year has just been chaos on my side,
Yeah.
dude.
Like,
I mean, it has just been the year of the muerte.
it's like
Um,
when you're out, I'm there. When you're there, I'm out.
are you going to be there on Saturday?
Yes, I will be there
Okay.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I'll be there. I got a couple of guys that are going to be there down on the pitch. Um, it'll be Ernesto and Diego's first playoff matches, so that's going to be a
Nice.
big deal for them.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, Nick's looking calm.
yeah,
Oh,
he for the most part kind of does. You know, okay, we may as well go into this since there was some talk about Nick Cushing. There has been rumors that have been abound that he is on the short list for Arsenal women. A, do you believe that? And B, do you believe he takes it?
so to answer A, yes, they do want him. To give the answer on whether Nick's going or not, Nick is not interested.
You think so? Okay.
Nick is not looking to go to Arsenal. His family's happy here in the States. He has no plans of going back across the pond.
Hmm. Now, see, I wouldn't have been surprised if he went. I mean, he started with Man City women, so it's not like he doesn't have experience, with the women's league. And going to Arsenal obviously would be a bit of a jump up for NYCFC. I mean,
Yeah.
he is family focused. His family, I'm not going to say what town he's in, but
Yep.
ironically, his kids go to the same elementary school that my mom used to go
Hmm.
to, which is really kind of funny. Um, but yeah, the kids have been here for a few years. I don't know about his wife. I don't know a thing about her in this case. Um, but I think it's funny because I think the fans are kind of divided here on, yay, he should stay, or no, he's great. Please go to Europe. It's okay. We don't mind.
Yeah, I think the fan base forgets that MLS is working on that women's league here.
Hmm.
And with him not wanting to go back, honestly, I could see it play out to where when the stadium gets built, because right around then is when there's the women's league. Within same year, year after, 2 years after is this women's league that's supposed to be happening.
Hmm.
With all that experience, and he built Man City's women's team from the ground
Hmm.
up. City this time is going to build their women's team again from the ground up.
Hmm.
I don't see him going anywhere. If anything, he just transitions back to the women's side and hands the reins over to maybe a possible new assistant that gets brought in to learn the city way till that transfer of power. Maybe he stays with the men's side and behind the scenes helps with the setup of the women's team, but
It's
that
plausible.
would be more realistic than him going to Arsenal. His kids are embedded here. They're diehard New York fans. His wife is happy here. He's happy here. Like everybody would like to go back home, but Nick's made this his home, and honestly, from private talks and personal talks and professional talks, there's no sign of him looking to go to Europe at all. So now, obviously, money does talk.
Hmm.
So, if somebody stepped up with an offer you just can't refuse, obviously that could happen, but I don't think it would be Arsenal.
It's funny because in this case, obviously, Arsenal is not very clearly not part of the CFG family.
Yeah.
So he would be leaving that CFG family that he's had it tied to for a very long time now.
Yeah, he's had it since. Um, if anybody listens to the pods that I've done with him on Coach's Corner, he's been with City since the youth level. Like,
Yeah,
I think he said he was like 19, 20 years old when he
I
first
believe it
got
was. Yeah.
in. And he's been with them every level, every step of the way. Him and Pep have a great relationship. Like, I yeah, he's blue through and through, and not leaving anytime soon.
It's funny. A lot of the fans were like, "Well, if he goes, maybe Pep Guardiola can come here." And I'm thinking, Pep's not coming. Pep's not. He's not. He is not coming to NYCFC.
Look, I know he likes the Knicks and the Boston Celtics, but I
He
don't
can
think that's
afford a
enough
trip while watching it
pull
overseas.
for
Yeah.
him to come over here to coach soccer here.
No.
It's
I
kind
mean,
of like the whole Red Bull reaction when they heard Jurgen Klopp got hired, and it was
yep.
like, guys, settle down. He got hired to help Leipzig. He's not there to help New York Red Bull. Like New York Red Bull aren't on the radar to Klopp. Klopp gave Sandro 2 winning teams, and Sandro couldn't win with them. I don't see Klopp like going out of his way to give him a third.
By the way, 10 plus minutes in, still no score at this point.
Yep.
Um,
But I will say this: City has dominated the midfield so
they've
far.
done really well. Yeah.
And even when City has gotten to the 18-yard box, they've been shut down. They haven't been allowed to do anything in there. And
Yeah, this is
City is
exactly what
playing
NYCFC needs
calm.
to do. However, the problem is they take that foot off the gas a lot of times and get too comfortable.
Yeah, right now City's playing comfortable while FCC's playing chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big step to see from such a young team. Usually it's the young team trying to prove something that's playing chaotic in a playoff game, and here's the team that's supposed to have all the experience, and they're the ones running around with their head cut off, not the average age of what is it, 18, 17 for
22 and change for
22?
NYCFC. 23-1, I
Yeah.
think. Well, here's the other
So
side of it too. They're playing chaotic now, yes, but you have to assume that sometime in the next 10 to 15 minutes they will solidify. That they will
you
be
would
able to
think,
feel it.
but this game is looking a lot more like what FCC did at Red Bull, which was
Mhm.
chaos, and they didn't turn it on till what, the 75th, 80th minute at Red Bull, and
Something
the
like
game
that.
was
Yeah, I
pretty
don't know.
much
I just
already
have a
out of
feeling like
range.
mid-late second half is when
Yeah.
Cincinnati's going to turn it on and figure this out, which is why that first goal is so bloody key.
Mm-hmm.
I
Perea
think
just drew a nice foul there
saw
on
that. Yeah,
Yedlin,
there's been a few fouls already. Sands had
yeah.
one earlier. No yellow
And
cards as
Acosta
yet,
just got
though.
a warning from
Yeah.
Sergio, which is rare. That's a
Yeah.
first.
Well, see,
It,
here's the thing. NYCFC would love to have yellow cards on Lucho Acosta.
yeah,
Because, like I said, that'll remove everything I just talked about right before.
yeah,
But yeah, so basically, foul right now. Looks like either Santi or it looked like Hannes Wolf was going to be taking it.
yeah. They're both setting
One of
the
those dual
spot.
setups.
Santi was laughing about the spot. He wanted it closer, but
Mm-hmm.
Sergio said no. Upstairs said this is the spot.
You got to fight for every inch, sir.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Like that's the one thing I never understood with the soccer players. Like, why argue with the ref? Put the ball down,
They all argue with the ref.
because
It's
if
kind of
you
like a
put the ball,
requirement.
like if you put the ball down, he's not going to spray the field. If he doesn't
Yeah.
spray the field, you can theoretically, if you're smart about it, move it up that extra 4 inches, 5 inches, a foot, like Messi's known to do.
Mhm.
Because he doesn't argue it. He just takes the ball and every time the referee turns his back, he moves it up another 3, 4 inches, another 3, 4 inches.
It's like
Before you
nobody's looking.
know
Let me
it,
do
it
that.
went
Yeah.
from a 25-yard kick to a 20-yard kick.
Yeah.
Like, um,
But since he with possession again now.
yeah, somebody went offside on City on that play. I don't know how you go offside on a free kick, but City found a way.
Possession right now is heavy FC Cincinnati, but the scoring chances have been more NYCFC right now.
Yeah,
Possession is actually 63-37, so it's been mostly Cincinnati controlling the ball right now.
which is weird because, like, watching it, the eye test says otherwise, but
Sure, but it's because basically the opportunities are there. You take the shot
yeah.
and then turn the ball over. Typically, teams that
And they're
have
not even getting the shot. That's the funny part. Like,
typically teams that actually have high offenses don't really have a massive high possession
yeah.
because they take the shot, ultimately turns into a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
But 13, 14 minutes in at this point, Cincinnati's in midfield.
Like right now, as a City fan, you've got to be feeling good. Like the team's not playing chaotic. They're relaxed. They're letting Cincinnati come in, but they're not giving them any room. Like right now, they just shoved them all the way back to their own defensive zone,
Mhm.
and honestly, it wasn't. I wouldn't even call it high pressure. Like they just took away the lanes. They forced them to go backwards.
Again, I just feel
You know.
like there's going to be adjustments that are going to be happening
Oh
here.
yeah,
So
definitely. Pat Noonan will adjust at halftime, and
yes,
even during the half itself. But right now, whatever adjustments Noonan's made in the first 15, City's
Yep.
answered each,
Turnover.
and there's a big turnover.
Yeah. Nothing
But
came of it, but there was an opportunity
unfortunately,
for a quick second.
yeah, City turned it right back over themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the turnovers that City has to avoid. Like,
Yep. Those youth mistakes.
Yep.
Now FC Cincinnati with a chance. This is dangerous. I can already see it happening. So,
City just closed it down.
and then Matt Freese with the easy save.
Yeah.
Not even sure that counted as a save, but
probably not because it came off of Kevin.
Yeah.
But he should still get credit for it, though.
Now, also keep in mind that with playoffs like this, there is no overtime. So if the game
it goes right to penalty.
if the game is tied at overtime, it goes right into
Achilles for City is Bunty.
Yes. Maxey hasn't been great on PKs either. He had that one during Leagues Cup. And statistically speaking, Matt Freese has not been great on PKs either. Yep. That looks like Lucho
Acosta just got his second and last warning.
Mm-hmm.
He said something that surged, like he just went right up to him and like, that's it.
I was going to say like I said, if he starts accumulating yellow cards, and if he gets 2 yellow cards, my God, that changes the entire dynamic of the series. So NYCFC is aiming to basically pester the crap out of him.
Yeah, I think it was Cam Harper who did it to Acosta the last time the Red Bull played.
Mm-hmm.
And Acosta was so in his feelings with the referee, like he was totally taken out of the game. And the ref was very lenient with Acosta. Acosta had made like 10 fouls and only got 1 yellow card somehow. But, Acosta had to play a lot differently because Cam Harper kept going at him. It could be a dangerous situation if they play this right.
Yeah, but they're getting trapped in.
Yeah.
Trying to move forward, but NYCFC is getting trapped in.
Keaton didn't take it in deep like he should have.
Possible first shot of the game. Nope, never mind.
All right, they're maintaining possession.
Mm-hmm.
And here we might get a first corner. Corner of the game.
Santi basically working his way over to the corner, working his way over for that first corner.
That was a lot of work for a corner.
Yeah. And again, NYCFC has not been great on set pieces on the corner this season.
No.
I mean, you take the opportunities you get, but
it's funny. The guy who did the LAFC game last night is the AR for this one.
Interesting. Okay. LAFC
Freese is getting hugged to death in the box.
Yeah, and back out of play. So, and Santi will just take the next corner like right now.
Where is?
Oh, wait, no.
The center says no.
Nope, they ruled Cincinnati. I think he was trying to maybe sneak that in and try and get that going with no anybody noticing. Did not work.
Well, it didn't help that Keaton Parks and everybody just started going backwards while Santi's going to the corner. It's like, stand there, help your teammate.
Check on your fucking teammate. So, speaking of that, and Apple TV in this particular case, it has been announced that there is a season 4 of Ted Lasso coming. That production begins the beginning of January next year, so probably 2026 release.
Now, is it going to be Ted Lasso in Europe, or is it going to be that NWSL version that they were talking about?
I don't know. They're pretty mum on this, but most of the cast, if not all of the cast, is coming back that I know of.
Yeah.
I feel like Ted Lasso can survive without Ted Lasso. I think the supporting characters can certainly carry the show on their own. I have both hope and concern about the 4th season here because the 3rd season ended so well, but I can get why they want to do a 4th season.
Like they did tease the NWSL at the end of season 3, and that's why I'm wondering if season 4 is going to be the NWSL, because he did go back to Kansas City, and everybody's favorite coach is the coach of the KC Current over there.
True.
Talk about a guy who shut up all his haters real fast.
Palin, yeah. Actually, speaking of the Midwest, Greg Berhalter is the head coach of Chicago Fire now. Arguably one of the most hated coaches in U.S. soccer is suddenly the head coach of Chicago. If you're a Fire fan, man, that's got to be weird. Maybe have better
Yeah,
success. I don't
I
know.
don't
The
see
team's in trouble.
him.
Oh, wow. That shot went just by. It was, yeah.
Yeah,
Yuya Kubo with the first absolute chance of the game, shooting it just wide right of net.
he definitely turned a nothing into a something there.
Yeah.
Because
But
City
yeah.
had two guys on him. He just look at right between both of them.
Sorry about that. Quick sneeze. But
Right
Kubo
through
scoring the two man,
legs
the double man bun.
of
Emotional no Kami Sorewa. But
I can't tell if it was O'Toole. Yeah.
20 minutes in, by the way, and still no shots on goal. Just the one shot we just had here. Right now, FC Cincinnati has a 47% chance of winning. So right now, the current numbers are 47% chance of winning for FC Cincinnati, 25 for NYCFC, and 28% for a possible shootout. So it remains to be seen if that's going to end up happening. Who knows? But,
and as a reminder, at one point they had Red Bull beating Atlanta at 97%, and Atlanta won the game. So
that is true. Listen, these things change with the tides. I mean, it's so sports bet heavy anyway. Dude, Hard Rock Cafe has sports betting now. I don't know. It's like, wasn't Hard Rock Cafe like the anti-establishment for all those years? And it's like, now we're going to create sports betting of our own. Screw it.
Yeah. No.
You
and
know.
now we're going to have probably a new soccer stadium next to City Field with a giant casino. So,
yeah. It's funny, with NYCFC, I had the privilege of seeing the 3D model. Brad Sims brought me, Trey, Roberto, and a couple of us, I guess about a month ago, up to basically see the new stadium, to see what it looks like and all this kind of stuff. It's a very nice, it's a beautiful model. And it's a really nice looking stadium, first solar powered stadium in the world. And will I like driving to Citi Field? No. Do I like Yankee Stadium by far? Oh, or even Red Bull Arena? Yes. I hate driving to Queens.
See, we have the polar opposite with you being the Jersey guy and me being the New York guy. I like the City Field a lot better. No more GWB.
Most people are in your boat there. Most people would rather actually like head to Queens than Red Bull Arena, and I totally buy that. But for me, it's just local roads, Route 21, bam, I'm pretty much there, and I'm right at Red Bull.
Honestly,
Another
if it
shot, easy
wasn't for
save
the
by Freese.
GWB, nobody would care where this arena is.
Yeah.
But because of the George Washington Bridge, going to Yankee Stadium's a pain. Going to Red Bull's a pain. Going to City, everybody's there in like 10, 20 minutes. Like, there's no tolls.
I get it.
It's just boom.
Yeah, well, like I said, for me, Jersey, it's typically GW to like Whitestone or something, or basically down 87. There's a couple of ways, but in a good no traffic situation for me, it's 45 minutes. But it's still, if there's traffic, it's an hour and 15, hour and 20. It's all of that JFK traffic I'd have to deal with. Thankfully, this weekend being a 5 p.m. start, which I don't know how you feel, but I love the earlier starts. We can get in and get out a little bit faster.
Yeah, for me, the 5 p.m. start, like, honestly, I'll probably leave here at my house at 2:30, not because I have to leave at 2:30 to get to Citi Field. I'll go to St. John's. I'll kill 30, 45 minutes there, and then I'll get there as the media gate opens over at Citi Field.
Cincinnati with a chance right now, trying to move in deep, just outside the box, but it looks like they're starting to gel a little bit. Still no score. Overall, the actual game is 24 minutes in. Santi's arguing with the ref about something right now.
Acosta a very soft foul.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of stupid fouls, since you're a football guy in this case, I don't know if you happen to see, but Geno Smith threw a football directly at a player yesterday, an opposing player. He just threw it right at his head from the sideline. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Geno too.
Oh, we've seen some pretty bad calls. The worst I saw this week was Washington and Philadelphia, where the Washington guy gets checked by Coots, gets up, he drops his gloves, Cooch drops his gloves. Before they can throw a punch, another flyer comes in out of nowhere and jumps on the back of the Capitals player, takes him down to the ground. And somehow, it was the Washington Capital player that was the only one given a penalty.
Dude, I can't handle hockey right now. The Devils are hurting me too much. By the way, set piece opportunity right here. Go
Yes.
and
From
quick
about
shot
30.
saved off the face, I think, by someone. It might have been
Yeah, it
honestly,
was
I'm not
blocked by
sure.
the wall twice.
Yeah, it was blocked by the wall, but no wall is actually going to be better than the one that Strahina had, where you saw him get hit squarely in the junk and just collapse into a heap. Every dude felt bad for that. Oh yeah, that was. Oh yeah, it was Sands that got hit like in the
Dance.
stomach and chest area.
He almost took it to the same spot you just talked about.
Yeah,
Didn't miss
but
by much.
being the responsible person that I was, I did turn that into an animated GIF. Um,
Yeah.
Cincinnati with the first corner kick opportunity of the game, 25 minutes in right now. This is massively key. NYCFC has to figure out a way to not let this ball go in.
I am shocked Keaton's playing so far forward on this. He's the tallest guy in the box. Like, you should be somewhere in the middle.
They're probably anticipating. There's probably history and statistics involved.
Yeah.
Shot in, up top, and out.
Out of play.
Or it's probably, believe, a goal kick in this case.
Yeah, goal kick.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hold on. No, they're saying it went off City.
All right.
I swear. Oh, no. Now they
Yep.
changed their mind.
So another opportunity, and
Yeah, he's well offside.
Lucho's getting frustrated already. 23 minutes in at this point.
And their passing percentage, him and Santi, are pretty close to each other, 83-75.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we just entered the second half of the first half, so we're 26, 27 minutes in at this point. Not really a whole lot of stoppage, so I would say maybe like 1 minute so far, if that even. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I don't even think he's even going to give the minute right now.
Yeah.
Unless something drastically changes.
I don't remember seeing anything so far in this game, but yeah, 27 minutes in.
Yeah. There's
Honestly,
only been 3 whistles, so.
But yeah, right now.
If I were center, I'd just go right to half right now after the 45, but we'll see what happens in this last part of the first half here.
Now, the concern or the advantage that Cincinnati now has is they have now shot their shots up. They have 5 shots overall, 1 on goal. NYCFC currently still has no shots of any sort at this point. So they very clearly are going to have to figure out a way to resolve this and get some threats going. Because Cincinnati, I think, at where they're going right now, I think it's only a matter of time before Cincy starts to score. I really think they're starting to gel. Acosta is griping about something again here. I'm not sure about what. Yellow card has not. Oh, yellow card has come out now.
Yeah, it's going to
Boy,
Cincinnati for
who
a
got the
delay
yellow
of game.
card here?
He blew the whistle and the player kicked it anyway. So he got it for delaying the game.
Ooh.
Even though he should have gotten it for hitting Martins right square in the head.
Yeah. Oh, wow. A yellow card already on. No, it wasn't Acosta. Okay.
No, that's on Orlando.
All right. Orlando with the yellow card, 27 minutes and 28 minutes in.
That's okay. Both Argentinians being frustrated, I'm okay with that. And one of them's got to play really careful now. So there we go. Now it's opening up. And
it could be the first shot of the game, right?
But he's got to wait for Correa to make that run first.
Yeah.
He made that too easy on the keeper.
Yeah, straight at him. A little bit of a curve on it, but nothing big.
Like, if he gives Correa another 1 to 2 seconds, it would have been a dangerous ball,
But that's that youth aspect that, this, again, like I said, this is the first playoff game for a lot of these guys. Curiously enough, not Tavon Gray, though. Yeah. Tavon, one of the holdovers from the 2021 season. Tavon, by the way, scoring his first goal ever. A shot that, by his own admission, he didn't expect to go in.
Yes. Mhm.
Ball's going in tight and slide and out of play.
Yes.
And it's up and it's gone. Yedlin shoots it right into the Yedlin shoots it right up into the stands. A sliding attempt to redirect. Good attempt, but it went
Yeah.
straight up instead of straight out.
Yeah, Acosta let him too far wide on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And Yedlin's hurt. Good. So one player hurt, a yellow card, and a frustrated Acosta. Can't ask
Yeah.
for more, other than a goal possibly for City right now.
But again, this is where NYCFC has often struggled. As a team, they end up actually, like I said, getting too comfortable, too relaxed.
There we go.
And yep, ball's out of play. Advantage to
That was a good
NYCFC.
recovery by Cincinnati. That was a good recovery by I can't see who was on Wolf, but Wolf
Wolf
had
looks like
him
he's in a
dead
little bit
to
of pain. Yeah.
rights. If that ball had a little bit more pace on it, Wolf's in.
Speaking of Tavon,
Yeah.
it's going to sound crazy, but I prefer Tavon's hairstyle from last season versus this year.
Yeah,
He's
at
got the
least they didn't
sideburns
do
last
that
year.
whole Andre
I
Reyes
dig the
thing.
sideburns last year.
To Wolf. There we go.
Possible first real chance for NYCFC right now. Shot and another
Shoot, got
easy
it on.
save, but they're starting to get shots on goal. So that's a big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, Alonso should have just taken one more step towards the middle and then rocketed it, and he probably would have
He
had a
might not
goal.
have had a shot though, because I mean, there was already three defenders around him.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
And if they can keep it in bounds, which they did not.
And a
Never
bad
mind.
first touch. Bad first touch does Alonso win on that one.
Well, yeah, first time we actually heard Alonso Martinez's name today.
Yeah. It was a good read by Wolf. Just I don't know if Alonso just wasn't expecting it to come in that hard or what happened there, but it was definitely a very good ball by Wolf. Like if he gets a good touch, he probably can put it far corner for the opening goal.
Could be. Again, like I said, that first goal was 100% key because
Here we
I
go
think
again. City goes in.
and
Alonso.
ball goes back out.
What is up with Alonso's first touches out of the last two balls? His first touch has been,
It's been like I said, he's been a little slow. You haven't heard his name bellied around too much this game.
yeah.
33 minutes in at this point, so we're a third of the way through the game so far,
Uh,
and it's been pretty quiet for the most part.
He's gotten 4 balls in the box. 2 had good touches. 1 he just couldn't do one with. 1 he got on frame, and the other 2, like he had half the goal wide open if he just makes that good first touch. Like they're goals we've seen him score all year. Let's just hope that Nick doesn't go to Baccarat because of it.
There's been a lot of. I like Munsev Bakrar. I think he has the
Oh yeah, no,
potential.
he's a great guy, but like I would rather see Jovan come in, and I know Jovan has maybe 1 goal in the season, but when that kid shoots, the goalie fears for his life.
I feel like, well, here's the thing: Jovan's under contract till 2028. So you got a guy that I think they're playing a little bit of a long game with. He's only 18 years old too. So I think they're kind of giving him this year to watch a little bit. Now, having said that, if he's still on the bench next year, people are going to be like, "What the hell's going on here?" It's going to draw some comparisons to, like, say, Talis Magno, who's having great success down at Corinthians. Ironically, now alongside Jose Martinez.
Yeah, like I know that Philly game didn't go the way City wanted, but the 2 shots that Jovan had on that game. That keeper did not want to see a third shot from Jovan. After that second shot, he was shaking his hand for like 10 minutes afterwards. And the one thing with Jovan is it's kind of like hockey. Put it in the goalie's pads and go for the rebound. And unfortunately, Keaton, unfortunately, was just having a very bad day. And give me
He'll come under
tap-ins
fire
just
a
for
little
not
bit
give
right
me
now.
tap-ins for that poor kid.
By the way, Cincinnati with another corner. I believe this is their third of the game so far.
Yes.
10 minutes roughly left in the first half. Speaking of Keaton, like I said, has had a tougher season right now. This is going to sound crazy, but I wonder if it's parenthood. Shot up and over the net.
Yeah. No, that
Golden
was well
opportunity.
over.
Kubo again pissed off with himself for a second opportunity to not be able to get the ball in.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got it with the top of his head.
that header would have gone in if better angled.
Yeah, he got it with the top of his head, so we had no chance.
Yeah, but that was arguably probably the first best chance that Cincinnati has had today to be able to break this no tie.
Yeah, and that ball is the reason why I said you would think you would see Keaton Parks play more towards the middle, because Keaton at his height should have technically been able to clear that well before it got to Kubo.
But here we go. Tavon with a throw in. See, games like this are part of the reason why like Americans for the most part hate soccer. Because there's just no score and there's nothing going on. There's no energy to it.
Yeah, like honestly, like as a hockey player, I like these games. Like it's the defense is showing up.
Yeah.
And you put your money on your superstar to get that one shot. I will say this though, but Cincinnati against Red Bull, should these games go to shootouts, they are very vulnerable in shootouts as well. The problem was Red Bull had a lot of guys who cannot take PKs, and that's what did them in.
I mean, I personally like PKs. I really don't. I hate the overtime system. I've always preferred penalty kicks myself. MLS Cup final will not be that way, but for best of three, at least it is.
Yeah. I'm okay with games going to PK, but I would rather see like at least a 5-minute overtime, something, before it goes to a skills competition. But
That's fair.
you know,
Also, I prefer
like
sudden death
you
too.
bust your butt for 90+ minutes, and then a skills competition is what decides who wins and who loses.
It's what we should have had in the 2002 MLB All-Star Game.
Yeah, who would have thought an All-Star
Kids don't
game would
remember
have
that one.
needed a skills competition?
Kids don't remember that one, but
Yeah. The All-Star game that changed the All-Star game.
yeah, because then and then 2003, Fox is like, 2003 All-Star Game. This time it counts because the winner of the All-Star Game got home field advantage for a few years there.
Yeah.
And fans are like, what?
Wait, this game actually matters? We have to vote based on who we want to win? We can't just vote our favorite player in, even though he might be batting 0.86?
Like when Rafael Palmeiro won the Golden Glove at first base one year and he only played like 45 games.
Yeah, Santi's complaining about Lucho. Lucho's complaining about Santi. Sergio's like, I'm at it with both of you. Stop it now.
Why can't we all just get along?
All right.
By the way, the Yankees will be taking the field shortly. Their first home game at Yankee Stadium for a World Series in 15 years. Currently down 2-0. Aaron Judge is struggling in the playoffs again, which has been a source of massive contention. The belief is also that Shohei Ohtani will be back in the lineup despite the shoulder injury. And then the Giants are playing.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because playing with a dislocated shoulder is not easy, and especially with his swing. But it is the World Series, so.
Ferris, you're a little dark, my dude.
I'll give him
Some right
credit for
over
being
there.
a hockey
Shot
player.
up and over the net.
Ooh, that didn't miss by much.
Ooh,
that was probably the closest
shot, so.
of all the headers on goal.
Like
this, just miss it? Yeah, that just goes over the crossbar. That did not miss by much.
That was probably NYCFC's first shot.
If he gets that header 2 yards back, it's probably just underneath just over the keeper's hand in the back of the net. It's amazing how 1 or 2 yards can be all the difference.
Oh, yeah. Game of inches, game of yards in this case.
Yeah. Like, out of all the headers between the two teams, that was the closest one on goal.
Sure. That's, like I said, this is what NYCFC needs to get this going.
Yeah. Even
Yeah.
if they go into half 0-0,
I think you
like
could live with it. For the most part, I think
I,
you could live with it.
I'm okay with it just because City hasn't played erratic. They're not going crazy over the one or two chances that Cincinnati have gotten. They're playing their game. And honestly, the two chances that Cincy got, they weren't great, overwhelming chances. They were good, but they weren't scary by any means.
Yeah. Like I said, there hasn't been like massive opportunity. Neither team is really able to set each other up here. Also,
And
I think
Sands
we're the
goes in the
best.
books.
I also feel maybe with a 3-game series as well, there's a little bit less of a sense of urgency. There's no single elimination, which doesn't
Yeah.
force you necessarily to come right out of the gate and have to score right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
No, you know.
Sands, I think, with a possible foul here.
Yeah, he got yellowed on
Yep,
it.
Sands gets a yellow card. He's had a fair number of those this year.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm sure Nick would love to not have to see out of him
Yeah,
anymore.
a little bit of a
Especially in
dive, but
game one, where 3 and you're suspended for the second round. So,
yep.
you know.
Oh yeah, this with a 3-game series like this. Also, this again is new for a lot of them because last year when 3-game series premiered, NYCFC missed the playoffs. So this is Nick
Yeah.
Cushing's first attempt to do it, which may be part of the reason why they're not as aggressive because you have a game to basically work with if you need it. I don't
Yeah.
recommend it. I think if it goes to third game, CFC Cincinnati should probably win it. It's expected to win it because that's a Saturday night game instead of a Monday night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, like if this was Cincinnati in the first half of the season, I would
Mhm.
agree. But given that they won one, they did worse than the Red
Yep.
Bull. They won like one game in the final month of the season. Like, I'm not as scared by Cincinnati anymore. Like,
They were my
I know
early
they should
team
be
too.
scary, but like, they just haven't played that scary style.
Yeah,
Great foul
in
drawn by Hannes.
the last 5 games they only had 4 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, draw, 3 losses and a win. So, and including the NYCFC loss too. We should mention that at the top of it.
Cincinnati is just happy that they're not having to play this game twice at Red Bull Arena.
Valid. Actually, that's the funny thing. NYCFC's record playing at home against the Red Bulls is insane.
Yeah.
I forget exactly what it is, but historically they've like 5-1-1 in the last 7, something like that. I forget what the numbers are, but
Yeah.
very, very, very impressive numbers.
Like, Cincinnati has gone 7 games in Red Bull Arena, and only once did they score 2 goals. It's
Yeah.
like, as much as City fans don't like going to Red Bull, like, if I'm playing for my playoff life and I know the other team struggles to score in a stadium,
Sure.
I don't know what the statistics are with City Field because it's so little used, and I don't know if it's been used for the playoffs yet. But
NYCFC has used it in the playoffs before. They used it a couple years ago.
did Cincinnati play there or no?
Cincinnati apparently has played there, if I remember correctly, one time. By the way, came from Livia, I believe, or Aya at NYCFC. And City or FC Cincinnati has played there once in one regular season game, and I believe there was one playoff match for NYCFC. I think it was the game against.
Miami.
Yeah, I was going to say Miami. Yeah, it was a
Yeah, it
shootout to
was
get out the
what's his
title.
face's farewell game.
That's what it was. Yeah, I remember that.
How do you say his name again?
Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah,
You know the player I'm talking about.
I do.
Their
That
old
was a big
striker
one. And then
before
after that, they went and
Messi and
got
them came to town.
Lionel Messi. It's like, okay. People are like, who?
Yeah.
Looking at the numbers, by the way, just to point this out, when it came to um, uh, the last home matches this season, like I said, Cincinnati has had the third worst home record of all teams in MLS this year,
Mm-hmm.
which is insane when you think about it, which is going to change a lot of the dynamic in the road game later. But they lost 4 of their last 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won 1-4-1 in their last 6.
Yeah.
And their only one win was actually against CF Montreal, a 4-1 win. But
Yeah.
every single one of those games with the exception of the one. 5 out of the last 6 games for FC Cincinnati at home, they have scored 1 goal or less.
Yep.
That is huge. That is a big deal.
And that's including that one game at Red Bull Arena where you guys beat them.
No, these are the home games for FC Cincinnati. This is their home games. So yeah, the Red Bull game doesn't apply here. This is all Ohio.
Yeah.
No. Boy, that's a big deal right there. Decent crowd, decent turnout for a Monday night, but it's a work night, so it's going to be a little tougher, I think.
So how much extra time are we getting?
Yeah, we're at 44 47 right now.
Nope, it's half, no extra time.
It's going right to halftime, yes.
Yeah.
Right
to the locker rooms, guys.
Yep.
6 seconds you got.
Shots on goal are 2-1, favor Cincinnati. No red cards. Shots off target 6-1. 3 corners to 1. Weather is currently 18 degrees Celsius with a 2.3 meter per second wind. I'm looking at a European stat website, so don't mind the fact that they're using Celsius like the rest of the world is. Like the fact that the U.S. should be also. Get that metric system going over here. Come on, we need the metric system. There we go. Halftime, no score. All right, so do you need to take a quick minute to go pee or something?
I'm good for right now.
All right, cool. Theoretically, Juan Carlos and maybe a couple other people may be popping in. So good numbers on Twitter, by the way. Good, modest 70 people on Twitter right now. I can live with that. Sorry, I said that. 60. No, still 70. Okay. So thoughts on the second half if you got them?
I think City gets the first goal.
You do? Okay.
Just from the eye test, like I know the stats are saying that it should go towards FCC, but honestly, the eye test is showing that City's played better, even though Cincinnati's had chances. That they haven't been great chances. Kubo had the best one, and he completely headed it with the top of his head, so that negated the quality of it. So I think we might see City sneak out a 1-0 win here.
It'll be interesting. If this ends up going to okay, never mind. If this ends up going to penalty kicks, yes, I believe you were probably right. Cincinnati's probably going to take it.
Yeah. But then again, maybe Matty Freese makes up for Santi and Maxi's inability to be counted on, I guess we could say, in the penalty kicks.
It'll, like I said, in this case, that's the big question. I mean, because statistically speaking, Matt Freese has not been stellar when it comes to penalty kicks this season. Even last season, I think, too. But he is showing poise. He is showing, control. And he is showing why NYCFC did sign him to an extension.
Yeah.
Again, the irony is the fact that 3 years ago was the only other playoff game he ever had, and that was against NYCFC, the infamous COVID game.
Yeah. Now, I will say that Cincinnati in the playoffs tend to go more towards the same side of the net than mixing it up. So if Matt Freese can pick up on it quickly, you can get a nice save or two in there.
Possibly. I think we look at a game like this. It has been a very slow run so far. This could very well go to penalty kicks. Again, maybe 1-0. I think you and I talked about the possibility of 1-0 here. And I would not be surprised, especially given how slow this has been running.
Yeah.
It's been a little boring, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
games like this.
It's been your shut down midfield game. Like both teams are not giving up much. Yes, Kalen, we know he got the shot off and it went wide. And watching it now, it was 3 yards wide, so it looked close initially, but it really wasn't.
Yeah, they're showcasing the Yuya Kubo shot, I believe.
Yeah, and now the Kubo header disaster.
Yes.
Like, I mean, yeah, they got in the spots, but they did nothing with it, And that was the best header and chance of the game probably right there.
That was
when
clearly the best
Perea
opportunity for him.
just put it over the crossbar.
Yeah.
Let's see. Expected goals 0.71 to 0.20. My least favorite stat. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Fouls 9-1. You said double-digit fouls, and you're already into that now.
Yeah, Cincinnati needs 1, and City needs 5 more. But let's hopefully they don't get them.
Yep.
And
Pair of yellow cards in this case
Sens
so
and
far.
the one other guy are the ones with the yellow cards. So
Yeah.
2 midfielders on yellow cards. We'll see how that pans out.
You have to assume Pat Noonan's going to come out of the gate hardcore with this.
Oh yeah. The good news for City is their bench is better than Cincy's bench. So if he has to go to the bench, Nick should have the advantage there. But
certainly possible. Again, like I said, it's about being calm, control, and not burning yourself out.
Like what Cincinnati has on the field is pretty much their bread and butter. Like you're not getting Kubo off the bench like you would in the regular season. There's not much on that bench to really go to for FCC.
But, like I said, a little bit of a slow start at this point. Still no score.
I don't know. Not always a bad thing. Last year it would have been a disaster. This year,
well, it's funny because last year NYCFC struggled mightily. Yeah, we're talking about FC Cincinnati, and FC Cincinnati, I should mention, was also the team I expected to win for the compete for the MLS Cup. They were originally my team from the East, and instead we got basically a Columbus team. It was like, okay, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah, Wilfred Nancy, and this is child's play to me.
Yes. Well, I changed my tune.
Honestly, if Wilfred Nancy didn't have to play in 100 international tournaments, they probably beat Miami for first place.
You know what? I don't think they even care. I think when we have a Columbus team like that, I mean, listen, Inter Miami was funny. The box score, the Vegas lines on Inter Miami were like 100 to win 150, far and away the best Vegas odds for the MLS Cup, and they looked beatable against Atlanta the other day. I mean, granted, Atlanta basically did stand on their head. I forget the goalkeeper in this case, but 10 saves out of 12 shots. Yeah, thing. But Atlanta had to hold on to that skin of their teeth for that game.
I guess we should expect Apple contracts, because what we just basically said at halftime is the exact same thing Apple TV pretty much just said.
Cool. I'll take it. By the way, shout out to Apple.
We should be expecting Apple contracts in the mail sometime soon.
Dude, if you guys want to basically do that, you guys, Apple TV has been pretty good to me over the years. There's a little bit of nepotism, and I lost my job on severance after the writer's strike because they gave it to somebody I think they knew. But Apple's been good to me financially for a while. Also, credit to them. They gave me that Beats pill the other day. You too, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that was given out for the Derby game. Yep.
Yes. It's funny because it was a rainy, messy day, and I thought they were just handing out napkins. I'm like, cool, napkins, we need some. And it's like, that is not a napkin. That is a very large, not a napkin. So.
Yeah, like once the office gets renovated and I can start doing my podcast in there, that Beats pill is going to be the speaker for the new computer.
Going forward into next season, we do have some things that we're going to be handling differently. We're going to be doing more post-game stuff. We might do some more live stream, but we're definitely going to be expanding what we're doing with MLS as a whole.
Yeah.
Working out west a little bit more. I've got some leads going on there to start covering some of the teams out there too. So we got a few things in the pipeline for 2025.
Oh yeah, growing each year. It's the key.
But now that we have this collaboration going on with some of the guys from Edge of Philly Sports, Um, hey, it's Lionel Messi. Yeah.
But yeah, we're the lazy ones because we keep talking about him.
Uh, it's funny that game against NYCFC. I felt bad for the fans because he had a 5.8 player rating. He had the lowest player rating of any player on the pitch. That was the first time since he came to MLS that he had only one shot and no shots on goal.
Yeah.
So,
And to think, like, it was a Keaton Parks toe touch
yeah.
for one, and one where Perea actually got Messi, not the ball, and the referee didn't see it. And thankfully for City, the referee didn't see it, and Messi got no shots. But Messi
Mhm.
was dangerous in that game. It's just at the right second, the back line stood up.
Sure. Yeah,
Even
but it
though
was
one
funny.
was clearly a foul that they got away with, but
But that one late goal saved that, and honestly, in
yeah,
some ways, I think saved the season. They're showing the Houston Dynamo, who are playing a little bit later. Gabe Siegel, part of that roster, one of my favorite dudes of all time. Mm,
talk about a guy with a ton of experience, Hector
yeah,
Reyes.
yeah, goes on whole shebang over there. But yeah, Houston Dynamo, I got a little bit of a soft spot for as well. Only because, like I said, I like Gabe. He's always been a good kid.
Yeah,
But obviously, with everything going on with Alonso and the rest of them, he kind of became expendable.
very very true. Yeah, we get to see the Michelob commercial for Messi
Hey,
again.
it's Lionel Messi now in a commercial.
As long as they don't show that Lay's commercial, I'll be all right.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
That
there's
thing
a
has just
Japanese
gotten
commercial.
so overplayed now.
Well, if it's
That
not
or
this,
that Geico commercial where the mom just has to have the annoying high pitch and break every sheet of glass in a 200-mile radius.
I don't remember that one. But
Yeah, they got the family sitting in the car and they're singing "Ole Ole Ole,"
oh yes, yeah,
and
that
the
one, yeah.
mom just goes super high pitch and
Hmm.
bursts tires, shatters windshields.
Hey, it could be worse. We could have political ads right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Haven't had any political ads. Thank you, Apple TV. I appreciate that.
yeah.
Here in New Jersey, they're already ramping up and they're doing political ads for the governorship next year. So even though basically when I'm voting for governor for a full 12 months from now, they're already running ads for guys running for governor. I'm like, uh,
Uh, I can imagine what the current governor's platform is.
hmm,
A vote for me is a vote for Gotham FC.
there you go. Perfect. Yeah. Gotham FC, the,
Oh my.
the reigning MLS or NWSL champion.
Yeah. Unless you ask Casey Stoney about that, she's got a totally different opinion on that one.
Yeah.
Uh, kind of miss Stoney.
Mm.
She got done so wrong by Jill Ellis. It wasn't even funny out there. Uh, and more messy. How nice.
I give him credit. Whoever the editors on, I mean, I'm just watching this from an editing standpoint. It's a nice editing job. Whoever does this,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, MLS Cup playoffs, 17, basically total of like 15 games, 6 weeks,
Yeah.
dude. They do drag on a fair bit in this case. I mean, right now
Yeah.
this is running all the way through like November 10th. If this is a 3-game series, this goes all the way through November 9th. This goes past the election.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, and then you got the international break that interferes with the playoffs. So.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I wanted to ask you about that. I meant to ask you about that before,
Mm-hmm.
but there has been talk that they're going to actually change to more of a European format.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of the players are in favor of it. I talked to Hannes Wolf about it the other day, and he said adjusting to the new schedule here was a challenge for him.
Yeah.
If they end up going with that format where you have that 5-week break between, like, say, Christmas and New Year's and that whole run there, what are your thoughts? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
Personally, I like it. It should have been
Mhm.
the way it was. It should have matched the European calendar like the rest of the world. Like MLS being the oddball doing it on their own thing. Like, you're trying to transfer a lot of these teams like Red Bull and these others who, while they're competitive-ish, their whole model is buy cheap, sell high.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hard to do when, the other guys haven't even started their season yet, or their season's still going on, and your guys are sitting at home, and it's like, oh, hey, you want this guy who
Yeah.
sat and done nothing for 8 weeks? Like, it, it's about time they joined the rest of the world. It should have been that way. Like, I get the colder climate and but it's so cold. Well, I hate to say this, but my answer to that is if you like your team, you're going to show up, and if you
Mm-hmm.
aren't that dedicated, then you're not going to show up. Like, look, let's be honest. The NFL has played games in -3, -15, -20, and the arena has been sold out.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, is MLS there fan base wise? No. Should they be? Kinda.
Well,
This league has been around for what now? 30 years?
yeah.
Like, you should be able to get crowds to show up for cold weather games, but, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Yedlin is off for Powell. First change already made.
Changed it that way. So, yeah, I mean, I think they're probably going to end up going that direction. I have a feeling Lionel Messi might have had some input on that too, because he
Yeah.
was injured and his hamstring was bothering him for much of last season. And I wondered if the change of schedule might have had something to do with that. But my question is,
Right.
how do you make that adjustment from the schedule you have now to the schedule of, you know, I mean,
You
do you have that long of
you
a wait?
make 2025 start closer to the fall,
Mm-hmm.
and then this way when it does start in 2026, which is I think what they said the goal was, it's not that huge of an adjustment. And you know what? Honestly, if I'm Lionel Messi and I'm playing in Miami, Florida, where
Yeah.
during the summer the average temperature is 180,000 to hell, yeah, my hamstrings would want the cooler temperatures too.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know?
It's funny. I remember Tyler Magno came in 2021 in June, so it wasn't a problem. But his first game in 2022 was in March, and it was about, I think, 30 degrees and snow. And this kid who spent his entire life in Brazil had to adjust. And you just see this grit looking face on, look on his face here. That was one of the funniest things I have ever seen.
Yeah.
And he was just so not acclimated for snow and cold. But yeah, getting on par with the rest of the world probably will be on their tap there.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right. 2025 might start later, and then just use a 2-year transition. Um,
Yeah.
but but if they
Well
did a
played
2-year
by
transition,
Tiago.
let's say they start the season in May. When do you end
Oh,
the season?
good. Offside. So
Yep.
even though Tiago played it over the goal line,
Mhm.
free kick for the
Yeah.
boys in blue. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but
No, it's okay. Actually, we should be doing more of that anyway. I was just curious to get your thoughts of when the season would end next year if they started
yeah.
late
Honestly,
February.
I'm completely on board with it. I know some fans are up on their feels. Like, look, it makes pro rel a little bit easier as
Hmm.
well. Like, if you want these things, some things have to change, like when you play.
Yeah.
And look at Giroux. Like when he came over here,
Hmm.
they delayed it because the guy was sitting at home. Like he wasn't even training yet.
Yeah.
And now, if you transfer or trade or whatever term you want to use for a player from Europe, now you're getting a player that's coming in season and in shape already. And there's not
Mhm.
the, well, we signed him in July, but we might not see him till September until he
Yeah.
catches up fitness wise. Now he gets off the plane, maybe takes a day or two to get over the jet lag, and he's in the starting 11. You know? All right. So far, City's
50 minutes in, still
maintaining,
no score at this point.
and City's still playing calm. They're not. going crazy. Ooh, bad read by Hannes right there. I don't know if it was a bad read or a bad luck hop on him, but here's Cincy's best shot and totally missed by
shot in deep opportunity right here.
Orlando messed that one up big
Oof.
time.
Shot just wide there. Great opportunity for Orlando, who, by the way, is
Good
the
defense by
recipient of
Thiago.
only since the yellow card.
Yeah, and good defense there by Thiago, giving him no real angle. Yeah, another corner for Cincy.
Yep.
I might be going short with this one. No, he goes into the box, and it gets guyed all the way back over by the corner flag. If you're City, you'll keep taking those chances from
and it's gone.
Yeah, Thiago closed that window really, really fast, and Matt Freese had the angle. Like, if that even gets on frame, Matt Freese had that thing saved. So,
yeah, certainly right now. We just passed 50 minutes in this point. No score still. Yeah, shots have been pretty low too.
no.
2-1 on goal in favor of Cincinnati right now. Statistical odds now at Cincinnati at 42% win.
What you didn't want to see as a City fan.
And then there's that. Yes.
A turnover in midfield and lackadaisical defense, and here we go.
That's exactly what I talked about. I said it.
And it was Santi Rodriguez that made the turnover. Kevin's got to get in front of that guy.
Yeah, and then Acosta with the assist.
Yeah.
That's what Acosta does.
Like on that ball, I don't know why. Was that Thiago or was that O'Toole that just stood behind the guy that scored? Like, you can't be doing that. You got to get in front of that guy there in that situation.
Yeah, this is clearly exactly. We talked about this, and like I said, once we figured Pat Noonan would make adjustments. We figured FC Cincinnati would come out a little bit stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. 51 minutes in, we have our first goal of the game. FC Cincinnati is up 1-0 right now. So the question is, can NYCFC rebound? Because again, like I mentioned, FC Cincinnati is a very, very, very strong team when they score first.
Oh, yeah, no. And the goal is under review. Possible offsides. Does City dodge a bullet? Let's see. Nope, it's a good goal.
NYCFC fans are like, damn it, you gave us hope.
Yeah.
So the question is, can NYCFC rebound at this point?
Here we go. Let's see.
Shot up to the box. There's the first opportunity right here, and it's out of play. I think, did that go out of bounds, or did that go out the back?
It went over for a corner, yeah.
Yeah, it is a corner. But if you look at how precise Cincy was here, everybody knew where everybody was. So that rebound, you talked about rebounds. The ball came off of Freese and set up Acosta, who knew exactly where to put it. This is that tandem that they have, and that's why they're so dangerous.
I wouldn't say City's playing dead.
Not dead,
I don't agree with that take.
They're not playing dead, but they're statistically a far better team when they're in front.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what the numbers are, but I think they only one of their wins or two of their wins this season has come from behind.
Yeah.
It is not their strong suit. It never has been their strong suit.
No, somebody just sent me a text saying that City's playing dead, and that was their worst defensive sequence, and it was a Santi turnover. Like, I wouldn't classify that as dead.
Was it one of those Reddit reactions?
Huh?
Was it one of those reactions on Reddit?
No, it was actually from one of our journalist colleagues.
Ah.
Like,
Keep it quiet. I know who that is, and that's okay.
yeah, no.
But yeah, they
It's
did
like,
look a little lackadaisical there.
yeah. Surprisingly, it was before their 65 to 75 minute when they usually go lackadaisical. But,
Well, get a head start.
you know,
So,
if you're the defense, like usually when you get the ball to Santi, he usually does get it over the halfway line. Like, but and Santi just took out Kubo. Let's see, does Santi go in the book for that?
Looking over.
Or is this going to be his last talk? Yeah, it looks like he's getting his last talk.
He's getting one more warning on this, yeah.
Let's see, who gets the yellow first, Santi or Lucho? Because they're
Probably
both on their
Santi.
final warnings.
I feel like Santi. I feel like Santi because he's going to have to be
Probably.
forced to play more aggressive right now.
Yeah.
I think Lucho can not that he's going to play back a little bit, but there is not as much urgency for Cincinnati to score here. Yeah, you got the edge. You know how to clamp this down. You play that card. You do what you need to here.
Now, I will say the last 2 years in the playoffs, since he has blown early leads. So they are susceptible to giving up goals in the second half.
But really, when you think about it, NYCFC has not really put a lot of offensive threats on here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
this
in
is a
fairness,
massive
last year neither did the Red Bull, and it was like I think it was a 89th, 90th minute, like ball just happened to bounce in the box, and the Red Bull put it in to bring it to PKs. So since he has their moments too in the playoffs where they just fall asleep, and that's all it takes is that one split second. So
no, and it's funny because we just talked about the PK part of it. If NYC and arguably NYCFC's best case scenario is to get this to a PK, where statistically they have not had the success that that they need to have. Looking at the match odds right now, 75% chance for Cincinnati to win, 19% draw, or penalty kicks, and 6% for NYCFC.
I think somebody should tell Thiago that Pat Noonan doesn't play for City. He just literally kicked the ball right to Noonan.
Hey, listen, it could be worse. Full well you play at Red Bull Arena, you take your life in your hands when you're sitting in that press box.
Yeah.
It's here's the weird thing about the press box and everything. Most of them are enclosed, safe distance, all this kind of stuff. Red Bull Arena, for whatever reason, they decided to put the press box outside and like right behind the players. So you get a shanked shot and you literally can basically get your laptop broken because it will come up firing all.
They did it like they took Leipzig's model and they brought it here to the States, and it's still hands down the best press box in Major League Soccer.
The view is spectacular,
but it does come with its moments where me and Tannenwall almost had our laptop broken by one player in an NWSL game. It almost happened with Kevin Duncan this year. He almost took out a couple of our laptops, but
great opportunity.
It's the price you pay for being so close. But.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's the best press box seat I've ever seen. Yeah. But again, a shank shot. Kansas City's goalkeeper nearly whacked my laptop. If I sat where I was supposed to originally sit, then it would have gone right through my laptop and hit me right in the teeth.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just paid for a tooth to get refilled, to get this fake tooth here. I don't want it to pay again.
Yeah, the two shank balls I had to deal with, it was a good thing I was paying attention. Otherwise, it would have been my laptop and at least one other, if not more.
Yeah. And of course, the other problem is when it rains, it sucks.
Yeah, that was the funny thing, because last season the rain kept blowing towards the fans. This season it just kept blowing towards the press.
Yeah. Well, next year they're moving us to the other side and further up, which I'm kind of. Matt Freese currently being attended to right now, possible little hamstring challenge.
He's getting a little icy freeze on his knee there. Matt Freese
Little
getting
freeze for
freezed.
freeze. Sorry, I had to say it. It's like, aha,
He is
aha,
now Mr. Freeze.
Mister. Please, can we start making those references? Hey, everybody, chill. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Credit to Joel Schumacher. It was a terrible movie, but he's actually
Here
gone
comes
on record
Maxie.
publicly and apologized for it.
Yeah, Maxie's going to be coming on. Nick is not happy.
Talking about a girl. Her name is Maxie. Her kiss is like a bunch of.
And the one thing with Maxie is, like, I know the fans like Santi, but Maxie really is the difference maker. That's
He's
just,
getting up there, though.
unfortunately, he's getting up there in the age department.
I forget what game it was, but there was a press reporter from Argentina who came up, and they're like, "Why is he playing? Shouldn't he just retire now?" And I'm like, "Wow, that was blunt." And shot just over the top, golden opportunity for Cincinnati.
He was offside.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
But Cincinnati's starting to put the screws on this a little bit.
No.
Little
I think
hard.
that's why Nick's going with the change. Like,
Mm.
I wouldn't be shocked if he goes Maxi for Santi, but we'll see.
That would be
Come on,
interesting.
Alonso. Go,
Yeah, I think
Alonso, go.
he pulls Alonso for Backwar. I think the fans are going to riot.
Yeah, right now it's just Maxi coming in as of right now. So,
Mm.
and I don't know what Alonso was doing on that. If he just kept running towards goal, he would have been in.
Yeah, Alonso's been very quiet tonight.
I don't know why he paused. He wasn't in jeopardy of being off. And Maxi is subbing in now?
It looks that way. All 5'3" of Maxi Morales.
The Cincinnati player takes his cleat off to stall for time, as Sergio tells him no.
Yeah, by the 70th minute, you can start to expect FC Cincinnati to start milking that clock with injuries.
Oh, yeah. The diving competition will start for
God,
FCC.
I hate that. Every fan hates it. I like what I like what MLS has tried to do.
Wow. Maxi comes on for Hannes Wolf?
That's an
I did not
interesting
see
decision.
coming. Hannes has been their best player so far.
He's been a fantastic winger. He's been such a good addition. The tandem of him, Santi, and Alonso Martinez has been great this season.
Yeah.
It's curious. Clearly Cushing is seeing something as FC Cincinnati is charging ahead.
Oof.
Shot and
Nice
right off the pipe.
save by
Right off
Freese
the
right
pipe.
there. If Freese doesn't get his hand on that, that's in the back of the net.
Yep. And then
Just
this game
enough.
is pretty much over at that point.
Yeah.
And then we get to do a press conference basically where the team loses 2-0. God, aren't those fun? Hey,
How
Coach.
is that not a foul there? O'Toole literally got elbowed in his back, and that's what led to the Cincy chance.
Actually, it doesn't look like Freese got a hand on that. It looks like he just went right to the corner.
And another offside on
62 minutes in right now. Cincinnati currently up 1-0. Shots are 4-1 in favor of Cincy as well. 13-2 overall shots, though, which is very telling as well.
Yeah. Like, honestly, this is where I wouldn't mind him bringing in Jovan.
Jovan hasn't got a lot of time, though.
No. Oh, wait, hold on. We got a 2-on-1
possibility right now on the right side.
And a big save by Cincinnati.
All right. Goes out for a corner, but one of the best.
Pereira should have faked a shot before shooting that. He had plenty of space.
You know what it was? I think Pereira just tried to go for pure volume on that to generate the rebound. Good shot.
Yeah, but because he didn't even try to look like he might have made the pass, he just let the keeper set up. If you make that keeper go on his toes instead of flat-footed, you probably beat him. Which is shocking to say Pereira inexperienced, given that he came from the Union with plenty of experience.
Yeah, but Pereira's had a decent game otherwise, though. Santi with a corner that actually goes up nowhere, and
they're maintaining possession. And the sirens went the other direction.
team from the Bronx is about ready to take the field at this point.
At least with Jovan, even if the keeper does make the save, it usually leaves a big, juicy rebound in the box. And that's the type of dirty goal New York City needs right now. They don't need a pretty one. They just need an ugly one.
They need whatever they can get, yeah. But they're on the attack right now. They're trying to make it happen. Shot over the idea of a header towards...
Yeah, apparently Santi forgot that Alonso Martinez is not 6'6". Like, it would have been a great ball if it was a 6'6" forward on the other end of it, but
he's not Christian Benteke or anything of its ilk.
Yeah.
So it's funny. Look at Maxi Morales next to, like, say, Keaton Parks. Maxi being 5'3", which, fun fact, also so is Wolverine.
The worst is when they give Maxi like the tall mascot, and the mascot's like towering over him, and you don't even see Maxi in the starting 11. It's like, who did that to the poor guy? Like, one of you tall guys couldn't take the tall kid and give up the short kid.
It's sort of like when you see like Altuve or Ronald Torres. When Ronald Torres was played for the Yankees, you see him like alongside like Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge, like in between them.
It's like giant. Whoa. Giant. Whoa. I'm in Santi there.
There was a video. There was a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger in his Conan outfit back in the '80s when he was peak bulk Conan, and he's being held up by Wilt Chamberlain and Andre the Giant. Fantastic picture if you ever get the chance to see it.
Oh yes, those movies were oldies but goodies.
Yeah.
Shame they don't make movies like that anymore.
Well, listen, it's not about making movies good. It's about making them fast. Because you get a quick movie that comes out, you rehash something that we've seen 100 times already. It's like, okay, what IP have we not rebooted again?
Yeah.
Cincy with another corner opportunity right now, shot up and out. Cleared the box right now.
Another mistake by City. And so far they're surviving it.
Shot, They're playing. They're recovering well though.
Yeah,
they're doing a good trap.
One really bad not paying attention and taking the ball off their back of their head and putting it back in danger was not ideal, but luckily only a throw comes out of it. Because that ball was within like 7 yards of goal. Like, thankfully there was another defender there to stop the shot. Like, jeez. I'm kind of shocked that Nick hasn't made a change up top besides Morales.
I would say probably around 70, 75. Cushing will probably do it.
We're getting in on there. We're at 68 now.
Yeah, we're on 68 right now. But the issue, is the fact that Cincinnati is clearly starting to gel.
Mm-hmm.
They were very rusty, and this is where NYCFC needed their opportunity. While Cincy was still trying to figure its feet out and trying to get things going. But the longer, and this is NYCFC's problem last year too, the longer you wait, the longer you sit, the more likely the other team is going to be able to get what they need, gel, and honestly win. And you're seeing that result now. That goal in the start of the second half was a result of a Cincinnati team that was learning how to gel.
Yeah.
Shots right now are 15-3 and 4-2 overall. 15-3 is massive.
Yeah.
Possession is now 52-48 as a result. We talked about that a little earlier. NYCFC with an opportunity and trying to get it into the box if they can, but not able to at the moment.
No. Let's see. Do we get the cross in? No, not yet.
Nothing yet.
And here's a situation where Malachi is huge.
Yes. If
Malachi's speed burns anybody on Cincinnati down either wing right now.
Yeah.
And gets that ball in the box. But
also Malachi Jones, his enthusiasm and his energy was infectious.
Oh yeah.
Even on the pitch right now, even when you see it. I saw him briefly up at the training facility the other day. He just has this vibrancy about him.
Yeah.
And that's why I think when he broke his leg, everybody just felt for him because he's just this nice kid.
Oh, yeah. Like he came up in the press box the last game that City played at Red Bull Arena. Him and Sands come up. Sands is just talking to the City team, and Malachi's interacting with the media the entire time. All right, here could be a dangerous free kick from here.
Possibly.
Here's where I would like to see him sub on Jovan just for this piece right here, but
I don't know if he's going to get any time this season or this playoff round. I
yeah.
really don't see it. I think Bakbar goes in first. I do.
And well, yeah, that's been Nick Cushing's thing, and Baccarat's been the wrong answer pretty much all season. But like I said, like Baccarat's not going to give you a hard shot that deflects and rebounds in the box, and a Keaton Parks has a wide open net to tap it in. You know,
Cincy with an opportunity right here. Shot.
and
Quick block.
blocked.
Nice block by English Sands.
Burkarisa.
Yeah. Burke Reese has been quiet this season too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but
That injury.
when he's needed to step up, boy, has he stepped up.
Yeah.
He's been quiet and deadly, the way I would describe him this year. Like, you might not notice him,
silent but
but
deadly.
his presence has been noted by the offense.
Clear by Tavon and out of and
yeah, watching Maxi go against somebody 6'4" was just not the setup you wanted to see right there. Other nice block. I think that was by Risa again. All right, they say Keaton. Still a tall giant. And a nice save by Freese.
Yep. But it's out for yet another Cincinnati corner.
Yeah.
They've had 7 corners so far this game before going to this one.
I know it's 1-0, Nick, but you need to make a change soon.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's getting way, way, way too comfortable.
Yep. Because like I said, they're gelling.
Mm-hmm. Like what we saw City doing in the first half is now what FCC's doing and what City should have done. But since he takes it short, and they, oh wow, that was a gift. That was not a foul. Oof.
71 minutes in, still 1-0.
Now this is going to be a dangerous one. Not exactly a spot you want either Argentinian player taking a free kick from. Not that they're going to score from there, but they are the players that could put the nice bender in. And, okay. What was that, Keaton or Burka that came up? No, Sands. I didn't think Sands was that tall, but okay.
73 minutes in, and they still can't get the ball out of their own zone.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a minute. Let me change that. 9 favorites for Cincinnati.
Yeah. And another save by Matt Freese.
Yes. Freese has done his job. Freese has done everything they needed him to do.
Yeah, like, too bad he can't score for them, too.
Oh, jeez. Well, it's funny. In high school, he was a midfielder.
Yeah. Like, City's had its chances. The problem is they haven't capitalized on them. They've gotten behind the back line and just did nothing with it. Case in point, the Perea 2-on-1, and he just didn't make the goalie afraid at all. Like, he didn't even look to pass the ball.
Another opportunity right now.
That was good defense by, I think it was Thiago there.
Yep. I like Thiago. It's a rare chance for me to speak Japanese to someone. Because he played a couple years in the J1 league.
Thiago speaks
really
Japanese?
What's that?
Thiago speaks Japanese?
He does. Because
All
he
right.
spent a couple years. Yeah. So in this case, he's a little rusty with it since he hasn't had to use it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But actually, it's funny when I talked about possibly going to Yokohama next year. He's like, "Let me know. I'll set you up with some stuff." I'm like, "Ripping."
Yes.
So.
And Acosta sales that one. All right.
Yeah. See, this is a team right now that's just really, really struggling to get going.
Yeah. It's a polar opposite of what City was able to do to them in the first half.
Yeah.
Like that heat map is just scary to look at right now. It just popped up.
It's all, basically, yeah, it's all NYCFC or in the NYCFC zone. Look at that.
Yeah.
God Lord.
Oh.
Yeah, this. So presuming for a second, if they do end up losing this game, and it doesn't look like right now there's going to be a lot of that at time, maybe a minute or two, but NYCFC obviously very clearly has a home match that the entire season's on the line. Can they win at home to force a game 3?
Yes. Yeah. Like, well, if we're being honest on this game, like, outside of this 24-minute window by
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati, they've been non-existent this game. Like, City just didn't capitalize on their chances, and Julian Fernandez is going to be the next one in.
Mm-hmm.
He's going in for Keaton Parks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, and it's also weird because now you've got no height at all. But okay.
Well, I don't disagree with this decision here. I think it's the right call when you look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate for City. Like, I think Keaton's the tallest guy on the roster outside of Matt Freese.
He is. He's 6'3".
Yeah.
But he might be showing signs of some fatigue there. What's interesting though is that they haven't replaced out Alonso Martinez yet. And
Yeah.
usually he was a 70-minute guy.
Yeah, he was that 65th minute sub that everybody hated.
Yeah. Which is why, Monsef would go in. So I personally, I wouldn't be surprised if Fernandez was going in for him. That's actually what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
But that is now NYCFC's second substitution of the game.
Yeah. I still would not mind seeing Johan come in though, but it's probably not going to happen.
I just don't see it. I don't see Jovan getting any time this year. I really don't. He hasn't had it now.
Which is sad, but because like I said, like he's that type of player right now that you need out there. That's going to cause chaos in front of goal, kind of like how FCC got their goal.
You got to wonder maybe they're just sitting there watching this to see what's going to happen. See how he goes, or has he fallen out of favor with Nick Cushing? Because that does happen. Tyler Magno did. Maxime Chanot did. So you kind of wonder maybe
fall out of favor when you have a lethal weapon for a leg every time you kick the ball.
I'm only speculating at this point. I'm just
yeah. I know when we asked him about it, he said that Jovan was on the bottom of the depth chart based on, age and all the other factors that City uses. But
I was going to say also attitude because he's been a little angry this season, which fine, he's not getting playing time. I get it.
Yeah.
But they brought in, I think part of the reason they brought in Strahina was to have a little bit more of a veteran presence from Serbia to basically show that kind of a connection. For Micha too, I think Micha Ilinic, but I think really for Jovan. You get someone who's been around the block, who's from there, from his country neighborhood.
Yeah, I don't know too many Slovenians that want to listen to a Serbian, but
That's right too, yeah.
Well, as you were saying that, half of myself was fighting with the other half.
So, anyway, by the way, the Dodgers are currently up 2-0 at this point. Freddie Freeman homering to right and scoring Ohtani in the first inning.
So what you're saying is it's not a good day for New York, huh?
I don't know, dude. Listen, the Giants are still playing. Okay, the New York Giants, can possibly salvage the night.
No. Well, they had a good chance there, except the pass was a little too hard. What are you doing there? Jeez.
It's funny, actually. Depending, Game 7 of the World Series would fall on the same night as Game 2 of this one would.
Yeah.
And that would be really, really bizarre to me.
Yeah. That would probably equate to a very one-sided FCC crowd.
Yes. Yeah, I mean the game would actually be back at Dodger Stadium, but most of the fans would obviously be going to that. Now, can the Yankees actually force a Game 7? I predicted 7 initially, but boy, if they go down 3-0 right here.
Yeah, if they go down 3-0, it's over.
Yeah. Hey, listen, 2 years ago when the Yankees went down 3-0,
sub by
they turned the
Cincy.
inspiration from the 2004 ALCS. Okay. Santos is going in.
All right.
First substitution, I believe, for Cincinnati in this game in the 80th minute.
Second.
Second, okay.
Yeah. The first one was at right after halftime.
That's right.
That kind of changed the game for FCC. And here goes FCC breaking again, but City does have numbers back. Freese comes up big again. Oh, did Juan Carlos not want to join us tonight?
Apparently he can't. He's got some kind of thing going on. So just the two of us.
I'm going to have a talk with that little friend over there.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, listen, we're going to see him on Saturday. We're going to have a talk here. So.
Yeah. Black Yoda, my friend, come here. Was that a foul in the box? Referee saying no. Alonso looked like he just got completely pulverized. Morales gets a yellow card for questioning the referee. I think there should be a rule that if you give a yellow card to somebody for questioning you and you have to go to VAR, then the yellow card should be taken away because clearly you were wrong. But I don't think we'll ever see such a thing from
NYCFC
FIFA.
starting to spiral a little bit now.
Let's see. Was this a PK? Yes. He completely goes right through the back of Alonso and takes him down. He didn't even play the ball at all. He wasn't even close to playing the ball.
That is a terrible call. My God.
That's got to go to VAR. Like, come on.
Morales is
and
just
here comes Apple with
right now.
Maybe he lost his footing.
There was a grab of the jersey.
Mitrovic and Baccarat are warming up. That's a PK. That's got to be a PK.
But are they going to go to VAR? That's the question.
Now they're saying it's offside. I don't know how you got offside out of that whole thing, but okay.
Yeah, but see, that was NYCFC's best chance right there, too.
Yeah. But now I want to see the angle where he was offside once.
Yeah. Currently, right now, 84th minute at the moment. Shots in favor of Cincinnati, 7-2 right now. 21-3 overall, by the way. Can I point that out? That's massively
This is where Maxi needs to be a leader and calm things down instead of contributing. Yeah. Instead of contributing to the chaos, he needs to be calming the guys down. What Whether Alonso was onside or offside, I can't tell because they never showed a single angle where he was off. But
I'm
he
sure. I'm
definitely
sure
was
after
fouled. That was for
post
sure.
game. I'm sure after post game, one of us is going to bring this up and ask about that.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Nick Cushing drops an F-bomb in this press conference. Just takes the fine.
Yeah.
I just have a weird feeling he'd do something like that on a game like that.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to get yourself ejected.
Part of the reason I think the fans have never really taken to him is because he is too even keeled for the most part. He doesn't have that Ronnie Dialect, half naked push-ups on the ground, in December energy going on about him.
Yeah. I get his philosophy where he spends all the time in training, so he shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
have to be animated on the sideline, and it's fair. He shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real. These are pro athletes. They've been training all week, 2 weeks for this game. He shouldn't have to get on the touchline and tell them how to play the game.
But still, having said that,
Yeah.
sometimes you need a
Now,
little fire from the side.
yeah. Unlike baseball, unfortunately, if you get ejected, then you miss the next game too.
Yes.
I wish they would go more with the baseball rule with that with the managers, but because sometimes you just need your manager
Mm-hmm.
just to take the heat and get ejected
Yep.
for that boost.
It's always funny because sometimes actually the manager will just come up to the umpire and it's like, "Yeah, we're gonna scream at you just so I can get ejected," and they
Yeah.
would just like quit for a couple minutes. Like, okay, I think we're good now. You know.
All right, that's not a yellow card.
Mm.
He literally took Maxi's entire leg without getting the ball.
Yep.
Like that's got to be yellow. He that that's got to be a yellow. He didn't even come close to playing the ball.
I
That's
don't
not
know.
just a foul.
Mm.
Like, well, here we get another sub.
Hmm.
Here comes Mitrovic for Pereira
Nick Perez coming out.
and Baccarat
Your
for
favorite.
Alonso Martinez. Oh boy.
All right, so Jovan gets some time. Good for him. I stand corrected.
Now let's see if Jovan gives the rebound. Can Baccarat finish it?
Hmm. I have never spoken a word to Mijatovic this year.
So him and Risa were walking by, and I
Mm-hmm.
said hello to him in Serbian, and
Hmm.
they both turned around and started speaking like full blown Serbian back. And I'm like,
Well,
guys,
how,
it's
how
been
often
too
does anybody
long.
actually
Like,
speak conversational Serbian here?
yeah, like I felt bad. I was like, I would love to. Like, I've asked City. I have the translator.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can understand. See, the fans aren't going to understand what they're saying. So I have the translator to translate it to English, but for whatever reason, they just haven't had him available to speak. Like,
Mm. Jovan and
I
Baccarat.
would love to speak to them. Like, so one time I actually get to use my foreign language skills.
That's how I feel about Japanese. It's like I never get a chance to use it here. By the way, our buddy Coach Joe with a comment directly through Twitter. In this case, Jovan and Baccarat are both awful strikers. Yeah, Joe has never really been shy on his feelings. So
Yeah.
yeah. It's funny. I know a lot of people are big
And
on Coach Joe. I actually love the hell out of him. His insight is
oh yeah,
spectacular.
yeah.
That
He
that
follows
dude's
me.
insight
Like,
teaches me.
yeah, like he follows me. I've never had a problem with him.
Yeah.
Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree, but it's
Mm.
never been bad by any means. Like, I don't know why some people have an issue with him.
I was
Honestly,
slightly tempted to invite him on here, to be honest with you.
Eh, I
Almost
wouldn't
did.
mind.
I didn't go through with it, but I considered it for a quick second.
Yeah, Kubo comes off
Mm-hmm.
now since he's going for height, so
Yeah,
that if there are any late corners, hopefully they don't
play defensive here,
concede.
sure.
But I wouldn't mind seeing Jovan just bank one off of one of these giants' thighs and watch it go in.
And you got to do something here. I mean, like I said, there's just been no vibe, no energy.
And Assad just got a yellow for time wasting.
You know what? I think you're fine with that in this case.
Yeah.
I think you take that kind of situation.
Well, yeah, it's a dying minute. Like,
sure.
But you got to remember 3 and you missed the second round. So
Valid.
now he's got to be careful.
But
Because if
again,
this goes 3 games and he gets a
can
yellow
play
card
these
each
cards a
game, he
little bit
misses
here.
the next round. Yeah.
But yeah, right now we're actually closing in on the 90th.
Let's remember, Cincinnati does have a history of 3 yellow cards in the first round. Poor Matt Miazga. He didn't deserve that either, the second or the third yellow card, but
yeah. See, now we're into the 90th plus minute.
yeah. I love how Matt Freese tries to get the ball up fast, and then the defender just is like, nope, we're going to take our time.
Yeah.
And here we go. Let's see what Mr. Julian can do here. Turns it over.
7 minutes of added time, by the way. That is way more than I expected.
And Julian just turns it over in the box, which is the worst thing that could have happened. They get it back, and I don't know what Baccarat was thinking. 24 yards from goal, and he tries to blast one. Did he at least get a corner out of it? Let's see. Nope. No corner. He just shot it completely wide. Yikes.
Baccarat, NYCFC's favorite.
Like, that's where he's got to lay it off for Jovan. He had Jovan running from the outside in. Like, I don't know why he chose to shoot it.
By the way, Coach Joe watching this because he heard my comment about him. But no, dude, I honestly, like I said, your insight is spectacular. You and I've talked about this too, where you're just like, I know what I feel. I know what people think. I don't care. I'm a fan. And you know what? I dig that. I respect that kind of passion. I respect that kind of energy. I mean, you're team loyal, hardcore. But and I like I said, I dig that because this fan base needs a little bit of that.
20-4.
20-4 in favor of shots. That's such a telling sign there. And like I said, most of that all came second half too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on with the midfield turnovers, guys.
Oh yeah. This is a slug, not a slugfest, but a sluggish fest.
Yeah. They just called Mitrovic for a foul.
Top of the second, Yankees currently behind 2-0. The Giants behind 6-3 because Giants don't score touchdowns ever. God, yeah, this is going to be a shitty ass night for New York sports teams hardcore. I don't know, maybe like the New York pickleball team is doing well or something. I don't know. The New York Croquet Club or some weird obscure thing is at least having a win tonight.
The one sport I wish we would get from New York is a women's rugby 7 team.
That could be fun.
But maybe there's still hope because Michelle Khan did donate $4 million towards women's rugby. So maybe we get lucky and finally get a New York women's 7 team here.
Oh yeah. It's funny when you run a company like Streampunk like I do, you kind of look at things certain times. It's like, we could probably get someone to cover that. So I constantly, I'll sit there and I'll just channel. I was watching something on it was like ESPN the Ocho the other day, even though it wasn't really technically truly Ocho, but it was like the kickball league, and I'm like, we could probably get press people out to cover adult kickball.
And I was gonna do the softball and the volleyball thing, but then they didn't put a team over here on the East Coast. I was like, okay. I was going to get into Major League Rugby because the New York men's team played at St. John's. I go to get into it. They moved him somewhere upstate New York, and it's like, well, that's too far. Like, come on.
Well, lacrosse. I mean, Gary Grube is working with is one of the biggest names in lacrosse. The New York team just moved to Ottawa.
Yeah.
So the closest team here is Rochester, New York.
Yeah, like
Oh,
honestly,
Albany.
like it was a lot of bad marketing on the Riptide's part.
Yeah.
All their players were from Canada or the West Coast, so like nobody was really local outside of Jeff T. So yeah.
Shot opportunity and just over the top. Great opportunity there. Oh boy, best of the night for NYCFC. But coming up goose egg again. A laser beam there too. So yeah, Santi with a shot that just, I think it was Santi. Yep, just went right wide top right. But see, that's the fire and the spike, the fire and the energy you needed to have this game that they just haven't had. It's been sluggish, it's been slow, and
Yeah.
they've played Cincy's game.
Oh yeah.
And
No.
now it's now Saturday's do or die.
Yeah. Like we still got a few minutes, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens in this case. I'm not sure, but also again, Cincinnati is a better road team than they were a home team, so you have to factor that in.
Yeah.
And shot just that would have iced it. Cincinnati with a shot just wide.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, see, NYCFC is playing uphill. And another delay at the moment. Possibly a little milking of the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, we're sitting at the 96th minute right now. 97th minute, actually, really.
Yeah.
But that is NYCFC's fifth shot on goal. 21 to 5 is the shot total right now. Freese with possession right at the moment. Gets it up to I'm
Counter
going to jump
from
ahead a little bit to help you guys
City.
out here. Turnover, Buga has the ball. Back to James Sands, who has it, just trying to move it upward. I'm jumping ahead on the.
Yeah, Mitrovic just got the ball to Julian, who got fouled.
Yep.
About 40 yards from goal.
It was on you. How bad are the Giants doing? How is Daniel Jones doing right now? I wonder. My buddy Daniel Jones. Yeah, he's 4 for 4 with 63 yards. Not bad.
It is.
Oh, 43 of that came from one play.
The car is on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear the motor running.
I'm on a podcast. Goodbye.
No, it's going to kill the battery.
Oh, everybody's a mechanic.
Yeah, game's almost over. You go back inside and get yelled at.
Yeah, all right. Meantime, the car is like clearly on. The radio's on. The air's on.
Well, enjoy it while you can. The weather's going to get too cold for you to be out there like that. Oh.
And Acosta's
Acosta's
grabbing his
down,
head,
holding his
wasting
space.
time.
Da, 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 da.
Acosta literally elbowed Gray. Like,
Yeah, the ball bounced off his head. It was a shove from Tavon.
yeah.
Acosta's still down. Oh, Maxi's furious. Maxi is 100% all be furious. So is Thiago.
Well, you know, there is that rule. Tavon Gray just got shown a red.
Oh, that is a bad. Ooh. Oh, that is not what you needed for next game.
No.
Oh shit, dude. Ooh, that is just, yeah.
So if that's a red, then how is the 3 fouls by Cincy on players nowhere near the ball? Not even a
I am
card.
not going to ask Nick Cushing about this in the press conference. I will leave that to one of you guys. You are more than welcome to ask that particular question.
He did not even hit him in the face. So where's the red?
I guess there might have been some brush contact. I mean, but yeah, there was massive embellishment on there.
Like, that was total embellishment by Acosta, but
Got the job. But losing Tavon Gray for that home match is going to be huge.
yeah.
Yeah, forget the 10. You know, they probably weren't going to score on this one anyway, even down a man right for the last few minutes. But
Yeah. The only downside with Tavon protesting this long is now that just probably added another 3-4 minutes to this game.
Yeah, we had seven. We're 10 minutes into 7 minutes of added time, of additional time here. Yankees down 2-0, bottom of the second. God, this is dragging on.
Apple, why would you freeze now? There we go.
Man. So,
and somehow City winds up with a free kick after all of that.
Yeah, last ditch effort corner kick right here. This might be the end of the game. Actually, never mind. It is the end of the game. So, and close opportunity at the very end, but it is not going to be enough. As FC Cincinnati wins the first game, in this case, 1-0 is the final. We did kind of predict 1-0 would be the final on this.
Yeah. Well, they had their chances and just didn't capitalize, and that was the difference tonight.
Yep, 100%. So disappointing. Opportunities there for NYCFC to pull off a win. But it was all in the beginning when they had their chances, and then again, Cincinnati is a kind of team that knows how to adjust for that second half. That's exactly what they did. So,
you can't give them any.
Well, this will be a fun sport. This will be a fun write-up tonight. I'll have the Giants game on. I understand the Yankees. Wan'Dale Robinson. I need 10 points out of Wan'Dale Robinson to beat a guy who's 0-7 in my fantasy league. Give me some points, Wan'Dale, please. So, but anyway, I'm Scott Churchson. JJ Pavlik, I appreciate the time on this. If it goes to Game 3, we might actually reconvene on this on November 9th. But let's see if it goes to November. Let's see if it gets to November 9th first. Any final thoughts, sir?
We'll see you November 9th. But let's be optimistic. We'll see you November 9th.
But, all right. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, especially all you on Twitter. Boy, did I see the numbers on Twitter. That was nice. Anyway, I'm Scott. That's JJ. Yeah, you did. 10th Avenue. You pulled a 10th Avenue freeze out. By the way, kids won't get that reference. Yeah, you get that reference. I don't. Kids aren't gonna get that. But yeah, good. Appreciate the numbers. You guys are awesome, especially the Twitter numbers. My God, that was impressive. Best thing I've ever seen so far. So anyway, until next time, take care. Thanks for the time. Thank you, JJ. Everybody, stay awesome.
You're welcome. Have a good one.